When reviewing deals, it's not just the numbers, the cash flow, the refinances, all that. There's a lot of things that investors forget about when looking at deals. Hey, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm going to be chatting about a few different things, but first up, if you're thinking, why should I listen to this guy? Well, Mel and I have now purchased over 240 units in 5 different countries: Canada, US, Costa Rica, Mexico, and Dominican Republic. And we specialize on doing this with none of our own money, right? We use creative financing, other people's money, and no joint venture partners. We solely own everything. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified so when I drop the video, you'll know. Mel and I are coaches and mentors. We have our own mentoring program, the Action Family Mentoring Program. One thing I see with new investors is they only look at the numbers and they forget to look at a lot of different things that will end up helping them analyze the deal and come up with those numbers. And I'll touch on a few of them today. So when you're looking at different markets, right, you could be looking at assets that, if you do apples to apples, might have different incomes, right? And let's make up scenarios. Let's say if you're looking at a duplex here and a duplex here. This one's in this province or state and this one is in this province or state. Well, this one is going to be different because even if you have the same income coming in and all of that, what if the expenses are different, right? That is going to affect your NOI, net operating income. So what this means is you could have the exact same building in different provinces or different states, and the cash flow will be different because, let's say, for example, the state or provincial tax is higher there, so it's going to eat up more of your profit. Or the property tax is higher in that province or state. Well, that's directly going to eat up the dollar amount that you're going to be putting in your pocket each month, right? So this is a deciding factor when you're analyzing markets ahead of time. Make sure you look at that provinces or states tax rate and then also the property taxes. Next up, closing costs. And what do I mean by this? Yes, when you close a building, you're going to need, right, deposits. You're going to have to pay the lawyers to do the deal, real estate agents, all of that. If you're creating new entities, I understand all of that. However, there are some things that you could not have to pay in different places. For example, there are places when you close deals, there are no land transfer taxes, right? Very attractive. On the other hand, there are certain places when you close a deal, there's actually going to be 2 land transfer taxes, right? So again, this is going to affect the deal's performance. And I know this might not be a huge thing. You're saying, Dave, it's closing costs, it's a one-off. I'm just being honest with you. This might affect your deal, and you might want to think, you know what, why don't I invest places where I don't have to pay this instead of paying 1 or double? Next up, the governing body that oversees the landlord and tenant relationship. This is huge. Now, what do I mean by this? There are some provinces and states that are tenant friendly. And I'm not saying either are good or bad, but what I'm saying is tenant friendly. This means that landlords have less teeth to enforce certain things like non-payment of rent, right? Or damages or security deposits. So you have to understand that when you're looking in those places, that if the tenant doesn't pay rent, it might be more of an uphill battle to recover those funds or collect rent, right? Whereas other provinces and states that are considered more landlord friendly, the landlord is given more teeth. So if there is non-payment of rent, obviously they have better ways of collecting it, right? And even if damages, there's security deposits, things like that. Now I'm talking about just very general cases, right? If a landlord isn't doing repairs and all that type of things, I know there's other ways for tenants to go about it. I'm just talking about in general, the collection of rent, landlord-tenant relations, all of that. I'm just saying that there are some provinces and states that are more tenant friendly, and then some are more landlord friendly. This should be a deciding factor when you're looking at different markets to invest in. Next up is the economy and the driving factor, okay? Now, if you look at this, right, if you're looking at a deal, and again, you're looking at the cash flow, you're looking at the potential appreciation, the lift factor, all of that, I want you to look at the economy there. What is it doing? Is that province or state, are they proactive? Are they pro-business? Are they trying to attract new citizens, right, to grow it? Or are they just kind of stagnant, not really doing anything to attract? This is huge because, and obviously you can kind of see where I'm going with this. If you pick a province or a state that is literally trying to attract new citizens to it, obviously the buildings are going to go up in value, right? Supply and demand. It's a pretty easy equation to figure out. So if you're looking at places where people are flocking to and you have income properties there, obviously the rents are going to continue to increase over time because that's supply and demand. The asset that you've purchased is going to continue to go up, right? Because they probably can't build them fast enough for people to have new homes and new places to live. So this is a good problem to have. So again, if you're looking at the same deal in two different provinces or two different states, these are other driving forces and factors that you need to consider. So in conclusion, yes, always look at your numbers, always look at your exit strategy, all of that, but these are some of the other factors that I see people don't think about when they look at deals. They just get so focused on the numbers and how much cash flow they're going to put in their pockets every month that they don't look at the other deciding factors that, in my opinion, do play a role with income properties. Thank you so much for staying right to the end. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Dave Show. For more real estate topics like this, check out this one. I'm Dave, and I'll see you in the next video.